Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 373. It is Friday here in Cincinnati. The sun is shining. It's chilly and the weather kind of looks gray even though the sun is coming through. And it's my last day of work for the next 2 weeks. So I am arriving here in such a fun, anticipatory, happy mood and also being really grounded because what we are going to do in our time together today is bring together some threads of information and energy and weave them into this pathway that will carry us towards the new year. So lots is happening astrologically. I am sure, I don't know how you wouldn't not know at this time because it feels like everyone's talking about it. The Great Conjunction is on Monday. Saturn and Jupiter will be together at 0 degrees of Aquarius, and many astrologers, many who just love astrology like myself, are absolutely believing this is the marker in time signaling that humanity is moving into the age of Aquarius. As you know, if you listen to this podcast, I am an Aquarius sun and moon. I have been celebrating these last couple of weeks, feeling what's coming, and so it's so good. It's so damn good right now. And I know it's only going to get better. And so my intention for our time together is to translate what I'm feeling and create a bridge. I'm actually going to create a bridge through sound, through lyrics that I'm going to be reading from one of my absolute favorite of all time artists, Phil Collins, like a fellow Aquarian. It's just going to be such an exciting, fun podcast. And I mean, my whole body is just like, oh, this is so good. So I'm really just focusing on staying grounded so that I can bring this through for you, for myself, and then also for you. Okay, so yesterday, Saturn moved into Aquarius. I spent most of the morning and early afternoon just journaling and meditating and writing and visualizing. And oh my God, so incredible. So incredible. And then tomorrow, Jupiter moves into Aquarius. Jupiter is the planet of like good luck and fortune. Sunday, we have winter solstice. And in case I forget to say it later, my beautiful friend Alicia Mathewson is doing a live concert on Facebook on Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern. Absolutely check it out. Alicia Mathewson is going to be so good. And then on Monday the 21st is this 2020 Great Conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. I'm not going to spend my time today talking about the logistics of it because there's so much you can read. So follow your own guidance on what you want to learn about it. What I'm going to be offering is this translation of what it means. Like, okay, all the planets are doing all this stuff, and what does that mean for us here in the human realm? How does it impact us, and how does it feel in our bodies and in our experiences? As an Aquarian, I feel like the role I play is that bridge. It's to feel it before it's arriving and then be like the way shower and go, oh, here, this, you can do it this way. And I described in my new moon tarot card reading on Monday. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, it might be a fun place to get more information about the energy, and then also just to see me talking and the animation and the expression in my eyes. I feel like in podcast audio space, quite a bit of that human connection doesn't fully transfer. And so watching the video might help you feel me. Might help you feel me and laugh at me and hang out in the space of play with me. You might receive some wisdom also from the cards. That's right. There are tarot cards I show you that will offer a lot of visual guidance. So perhaps check that out. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. And I haven't done this before, and so I feel like that's part of my excitement. It's like, oh, we're pushing the comfort zones again, and we're going to see how this new version of a podcast for me would feel and look. I love music. I know so many others love music. I find that, I mentioned this in last week's podcast, sound is a form of ecstasy for me. It's a way for me to tune into vibration, and so as I have been discussing this theme of ecstasy over the last few weeks and consciousness and what I sense we are moving towards in 2021, there's this pause in time that happens at the end of the year where we can complete or review or integrate what has been happening up until this moment. And then when all of humanity focuses on a calendar turning, or most of humanity focuses on the calendar turning the page, it's like we get to turn the page energetically and spiritually and emotionally. It's like we can leave some of the old stuff behind, and we've got a blank new slate or page to start the new year with. And so sound often helps me in that process of completing, of reviewing, of looking at, how I experienced the last year, the past years, my whole lifetime. It's going to be really hard for me to focus here. Okay. So Spotify displays this beautifully because they do this thing called 2020 Wrapped or Unwrapped? Unwrapped? Wrapped. I don't know, whatever it is. And they take all of the songs you've listened to the most and put them in order. And I think I talked about that perhaps on another podcast. They just released it a couple weeks ago. And it's so much fun to see your year in review through sound and how many hours of music you listen to and who your favorite artists are and all of that information. I created a playlist for myself a couple of months ago that took all of the key songs in my journey as a soul in the human body known as Viv, and I put them all, like the moments that were anchored into sound from my childhood, from my teen years, when I had my children, recently as I've moved into more of this bridge that I do with sound. The playlist is so amazing, and just the fun of finding the songs and putting them in place and thinking about how it all connects was such a healing process for me. And so maybe as you move towards the end of this year, allowing yourself some time and quiet space to go internally into yourself and do that kind of a review. What has 2020 offered you? What are you taking from it? Is there anything before the end of the year you just know you have to complete? How does 2020 tie into the whole timeline of your life? Is it completing patterns from years ago? This great conjunction would indicate to us we're making a significant shift astrologically that can be a completion of a whole lifetimes of beliefs or ways of engaging in this human journey. So to support that, I'm going to say it now because I know I'll forget at the end. To support that, I mentioned at the end of last week's podcast, I have 2 meditation energy healing calls that I offer to support that process of completing and then turning the page and visualizing what's next. And so there's one on December 30th at noon and one on January 2nd at 10 a.m. And you can find that on my website under events. It's going to be amazing. Those are always really powerful calls because so many of us are focusing on that process of integrating this year and then stepping into the flow of the next year. So in my review yesterday of all that wanted to flow through me, that was so fun and so magical. When I was in that creative space of writing and journaling and putting all the pieces together, this song came to mind by Phil Collins. It's a whole album that he created in 1996 called Dance Into the Light. And so I started playing it last night, and I loved that album when it came out. I love all of his albums, but I specifically remember loving that one. It was right after I got married. It was before I had my children. It was before he did Tarzan. Like, it was just such a high vibrational album. But I haven't listened to it in years, and so I started listening to it and playing and singing along, and realizing how, and musicians already know this, but for us who are not musicians, when a musician creates an album, there's a reason they put all those songs in the order in which they put them. They tell a story in their expression of telling stories through their music, through their lyrics, through the way that the album comes together. I was able to witness Alicia Mathewson doing this. God, was that just last year? In 2019? Is that right? When she released, when she released her last album, 12 Rebirth. And just watching how it all had to be in the order it had to be, because there was a translation of consciousness that was being expressed, and she could feel what needed to happen, and we were just there to support the process she was creating. And with this album I was listening to last night with Phil Collins, I was just amazed. I'm like, oh God, he saw everything 30 years, 20 years? When was 96? 20 years, almost 25 years ago. He saw so much of what was coming, and he was telling a story. You know, he was born January 30th in the 50s, and he's now 69 years old. He has, what did I write down? 8 albums? I think that's right. 9 albums, 49 singles. And in 2000, I didn't know this, in 2000, he went deaf in one ear. He got a viral infection, and he went deaf. And he said later when he was interviewed, he was like, it was actually the best thing that could have happened, because I was a slave to my work. I was a slave to that thing that I was so good at. And that forced me to pull back and experience life in a different way. I'm paraphrasing his words, but that was the interview quote that he had. So why am I bringing all of this up? Because I want to tell you his story. Because I want to tell you the story that I felt as I was listening to the music. So he released it in 96. He released a remastered album in 2016 of Dancing to the Light. And I had this awareness this morning in my meditation, like, oh, okay, now it's going to happen a third time, because now he's co-creating with me, with me and the way I see his album. So this is like the remastered Dance Into the Light album with the filter of Viv. Okay, so we're gonna do some storytelling through his lyrics, and I will let you know when I read from one of his songs. I've printed them out, and I have them all in the order with the parts that I want to read to you, and I'm going to weave a story as we do this. And also, just be fully aware, this is my filter. He may never have intended what I'm feeling as I read it, but that's the beauty of creation. When you send it out into the world, it now is available for co-creation, for someone else to bring their instrument or their expression into it, and then it becomes something new and something more, and it continues living and breathing and expanding. And I think that is just so incredible. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story through the lens of an Aquarius. So here's what I know about Aquarius. Aquarius energy would be the one who sees the future, the one who is connected to the cosmos in this way of like, of course we're all one. I mean, of course we are. Why would we be separated? That makes no sense. Like, Aquarians want everyone to be on the same page and be following the latest thought and edge, and we have such little tolerance for separation and not understanding how we're all connected. We also celebrate the individual within that, the uniqueness that we each contribute to the whole. And so I think it's a really cool sign. Obviously, I chose it twice, so I think it's an awesome sign. And now that we're entering into the age of Aquarius, like, it's even better. It's even more fun, because the collective energy is supporting our strengths. It's allowing us to step into our genius, into our our ultimate creative flow. Okay, so through the lens of the Aquarius, when we don't see unity, we have this feeling of like complete isolation and abandonment, and like nobody gets it. And I've read this in a couple different reports from astrologers, like, it's finally our time, because quite a few of the astrologers I follow are Aquarians, and they're like, it's finally our time, people can understand us. And here's how Phil Collins describes it in the song Love Police from this album. And the fun thing for you, if you want, is maybe to open the album on Spotify or buy it or find it and play the song. You could even pause my podcast, go play the song I'm describing, and then come back and listen to the podcast and go to the next song. And it'll just be this incredible multidimensional dance through this podcast with Phil hanging out with you and me. And it would just be such a fun way to listen. So make it whatever you would like to experience. But that would be one way to walk through the sound journey with me. I did that in my first book. I created sound healing integration suggestions, and so I would offer the music to listen to at a certain part of the book, and then as you read the book, you listen to that while you're reading my words, and it just adds this other whole thing to the written word. And then someone put a playlist together later, which my friend Brendan, which was so fun to hear. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. All right, here it is. Through the lens of the Aquarian, the song Love Police. Sometimes I lie awake, wondering if I'll make it out of here. But the wind blows round my heels, so I stay. I remember lying there, wishing I could be someone else, trying to find somehow to get away. If I asked him nicely, do you think he'd show me how to fly? 'Cause the dust has weighed my wings down, and I'm too tired to try. Sometimes I sit here, hearing voices in my head. I try to understand, to make some sense. Tired of all my sins, 'cause I can't stop now. And just don't leave me behind. And then he follows with what I follow. I'm creating a whole new playlist order here for his album. The same moon. If you choose a time, I'll catch the moon. I'll see you there. From wherever I am, wherever you are, we'll find somewhere. I see the same stars in the same sky shining down on you. I'll be looking up from wherever I am, and it's you I'll see if you're looking too. There'll be days that'll seem much longer. Some nights will seem so cold. And it's gotta come soon. Please don't be too long. Don't be too long. If you choose a time, we can catch the moon. I'll see you there. Wherever it is, from wherever you are. Oh, we'll find. Yes, we'll find somewhere. Are you looking at the same moon? Isn't that so beautiful? I remember as a child just looking at the stars and being like, oh, what is this thing that we're doing here? What is this world? What is this all about? It makes no sense. And I feel that at this time, I get this sense that 2020 and all of this stuff with quarantine and COVID and fear and the virus, it has just created this sense of isolation in so many individuals, and it has forced us to, perhaps it has invited us to explore, like, how do we find connection? How do we believe in this idea of unity and oneness if we're all scared to touch each other and scared to be around each other and afraid of any germ that someone else is going to pass? It's been a really difficult year. I believe the invitation in Aquarius is, can we move beyond the fear? Can we tap into truth? Truth for ourselves, truth within ourselves. What do we believe? How do we want to be living? If we're going to be here in this human journey, in this human body, how do we want to experience it? And I have this this comfort with the idea of death. I'm not afraid to die, and so I'm not afraid of a virus. I'm not afraid of germs. If I attract an experience towards me that's going to create illness, it's because the illness is trying to teach me something. It's trying to bring my awareness to my body because something's out of whack. If I'm in alignment with my health, with my body, with my soul, with the earth, I have nothing to fear. I have nothing to fear. And when it's time for death, death will be this transition into being back with the stars, being back with the moon, flying through the planets in the solar system. It's not a place I'm afraid to return to. And if I return to that, it's because something here is complete and there's something else propelling me, compelling me into my next experience. And so while I'm here, while I'm in this human body, how do I want to live? And I am claiming for myself, as I complete 2020 and step into this next year, I am ready to hug my friends, hug my family, to eat meals in restaurants and celebrate life and travel and share and sing. We have told music teachers to not sing, little children to not sing because they might spit in the air that might get into someone else. Like, what? What are we doing? What are we doing? And is this really the human experience that we're all choosing? The age of Aquarius is going to say, screw that shit. Like, no, like it's something different. There's something more. There's something better for us to experience here in this human realm, and we're missing it. We're wasting time in fear instead of embracing each other in love. So what's the bridge to that? Every individual has to find their own way, and what I'm offering is guidance through my own filter, through these words, these beautiful lyrics from Phil Collins. There's another way to be, and it may feel like a leap to walk into a friend's house and take off a mask and hug them, but isn't that why you're here? Isn't that what we're here to do? So do your research. There's an incredible video by Dr. Zach Bush. You can go to his website, Zach Bush MD. He is incredibly well qualified to be sharing the science that he shares. And in it, he describes the adaptability of the human being in relationship to our planet. And that we are meant to have viruses transferring information and updating our systems. And how do we exchange energy with the world, with the plants, with the ecosystem? It's through these viruses. And so to not be afraid of it. To focus more on health, on optimal, innate ability to heal. So it's 2 hours of science, and it can refute weeks, months, a year of media science. So my encouragement is to check that out. I didn't know I was going to talk about that, but let's go back to Phil. Let's go back to Phil Collins, my buddy, my friend. I had a dream about him once. I mean, I've had several dreams about him where we're just hanging out, but I had one where he was partnering with Bon Jovi in my dream, and there was this security guard outside of the room. And I went like into the room excited to see Bon Jovi. I was like, oh yeah, Bon Jovi. And I was like talking to him, and I mean, I was just like some person. I wasn't anyone famous in the room, and he was just being very nice to me. And then the bodyguard like opened the door, and Phil Collins walked into the room. And I just remember going like, oh, bye, Bon. Phil's here. And then I just got to watch them like jam and create music. It was such an incredible dream. I bet that was 10 or 15 years ago, and I still remember how amazing that was. It was incredible. Okay, so here's the next song from the album. Hang on, I need some water. This is a lot of energy today. Okay, this one is called No Matter Who. This is what's starting to happen. Actually, I feel like this is maybe 2020. Well, it's a long, long road when you're out there alone, no matter what side you're on. But there's a heart of gold behind the smile, and it brought me to where I belong. 'Cause I'd set my sights on finding you, and I'm staying forever, you know it's true. Yes, I'd set my sights on finding you, Don't be lonely tonight. We can make it all right. No matter what you say, no matter who you are, love always finds a way to your heart. Well, it's a cold, lonely road, but you can survive, no matter which way you choose. And as long as there's life behind these eyes, I'm here with you, win or lose. If you let your light shine on through, someone will come round to pull you through. Yes, just let your light shine on through. Don't be lonely tonight. You can make it all right. Just hold my hand. Come with me a while. I'll make you smile. Just hold my hand. There's someone who loves you. It's me, oh, it's me. No matter what you say, no matter who you are, love always finds a way to your heart. It's all right that you cry if you're lonely sometime, no matter who's by your side. 'Cause the love that you look for is inside us all. But it's something you have to find. And I'd set my sights on finding you, and I'm staying forever, you know it's true. Yes, I'd set all my sights on finding you. Don't be lonely tonight. We can make it all right. No matter what you say, no matter who you are, love always finds a way to your heart. And then his song, It's in Your Eyes. It's in your eyes, the love you hide away. You can't disguise the things you feel, the things you say. If you just call my name, anytime at all, I'll be there. Isn't that amazing? It's so amazing. I shared this in, a podcast a week or two ago about Zach Bush and Aubrey Marcus. And Zach Bush says, he said, it's never been easier than now to find your people, the ones that perhaps you've been looking for lifetimes. And I talked about that in the new moon video on Monday with the first card being projections, and it showed the guy and the girl, and then this vibration of mirror energy right in front of them. So it was like a projection of their face, but it was holographic. And I said, I believe the message through this card, it was a collective message. I believe the message through this card is saying, send your auric field out in front of you, around you. Send your vibration out into the world. You can do it through technology. Share your voice, share your creations, do podcasts, make videos, create songs. Just get on a video and talk. Send your vibration out into the world, because vibrations that are like will find each other. And so you'll start to synchronize. This is the ultimate, one of the ultimates of Aquarius is technology and air. We're an air sign. We communicate through air and through words, and we send our messages out, and technology supports that. And so it's never been easier than now to find your tribe, your people from around the world. It's absolutely happening. So I feel like that's what that song offers. All right, this next song it's so fun. It's so much fun. The whole album is so good. Okay, so in this age of technology, what happens, I believe, is we can get caught up in the images, the projections that some people would prefer to hold, instead of perhaps really allowing your true heart to be seen. And so we have celebrities, we have facades, actors, characters that project a bigger image out through technology, through movies, through sound, songs, albums, just reality shows. And then those witnessing them start to believe we must really know you, because there's this big projection that you've sent out into the world. And so because I watch your projection, I must have some intimate connection with you. Well, clearly that's not the case, because it's a one-way energy. It's not energy flowing back and forth. It's adoration or fan following or whatever. And we all do that. I think that's just a natural part of being a human, is we we just feel a connection to someone. I'm not explaining it very well. I believe that celebrity status has built an impression of true connection, but much of it is a facade. That the individuals we put on pedestals, we don't actually see them or know them. They're not really showing us their true heart, their true vibration. And what I believe is shifting, especially with this movement into the age of Aquarius, is you're going to start to feel through technology a real connection with people, a real heart-to-heart connection. Like what I do in this podcast space is it's vulnerable and it's true and it's me. And if you meet me on the street or in a grocery store or at the gas station, I will be just like I am now. I might be messier because I might not do my hair when I go to the grocery store, but I will be me in all of those places. And so the moment you connect with someone outside of the celebrity sort of status, and I'm not putting myself in the celebrity category, I'm talking about public image. When you meet someone in that public space, the heart connection is already there. You're already dropped into this deeper resonance with those people. You truly are connected in a very real way. And so Joe Dispenza in the interview I talked about last week, the heart coherence is bringing us all together in a way that isn't idolizing above. It's side by side walking together. Can you feel the difference? It's not like I'm this famous person and you aren't, and so we don't get to connect, and I'm just going to be on a stage separate over there, and you're just going to be in the audience paying me money to come and enjoy my creations. It's not that. It's like real. Can you feel it? Can you feel what I'm describing? It's like the hearts know each other. And the heart of the person who we believe is the celebrity is true and authentic and grounded and sharing vulnerably. Like a great example is Elizabeth Gilbert. You can feel her, and I guarantee wherever you would bump into her anywhere in the world, she would look you in the eye as much as she was able to with tons of people around her. She would be present with you. She would see you and talk to you. I had that experience with Marianne Williamson when we went to a speech that she gave before she even ran for a presidential candidate. And she was signing her books. And she stopped, looked me in the eye, shook my hand, talked to me. Like it was a heart connection. It wasn't you're in the line of fans and I'm the celebrity on the stage doing this thing. Even though that was also happening. The heart, the love was real. That sounds so weird when I say that, but I think you understand what I'm saying. The heart chakras are emanating the same frequency, and so you resonate together, and there's no separation. It's a relationship, a community of side by side in this human journey. I think The Rock, I haven't met The Rock in person, but I feel that in the way he communicates through his Instagram account. Like he's so present in the way that he shares his life, and while still respecting his privacy. Okay, this is a very long digression. I'm like, I got to keep moving because we got more songs. So Phil Collins wrote a song about it in 1996 in the same album, called Wear My Hat. It tells a story, and I just love this so much. Here's what it says. Well, she came looking for me with her arms open wide, like some long-lost friend of mine. She said, "Excuse me, but do you remember me?" I said, "No, I don't believe I do." So she looked me up and down and undressed me with her eyes, and she said, "You've got everything I need. You've got everything I want." So I said, "Okay, you can wear my hat. You can have my coat. You can take my shirt, 'cause I don't need it. You can wear my shoes. You can take my socks. Come on, take my bag. It's yours. If you love it, you can have it. If you love it, I got no problem. If you love it, come on, take it if you love it." So her friend came up to me with a pen and paper in her hand, expressing some interest in the number of my room. She said, "Excuse me, but do you remember me?" I said, no. She said, can I appeal to you? So I looked her up and down, and realizing her insinuations, I blushed. She said, listen, babe, you don't know me. No, you don't know, but you owe me. And I love you. Yes, I love you. Put your arms around me because I love you. And I got all your records and I love you. So I suggested, you can wear my hat. You can have my coat. You can take my shirt because I don't need it. You can wear my shoes. You can take my socks. Come on, take my bag. It's yours. If you love it, you can have it. If you love it, I got no problem. If you love it, come on, take it. If you love it, love, come on, love it. Well, later that day, this guy came to me with a scrap of paper in his hand. He said, hey, buddy, can you sign your name for me? I said, no. Why? Do I owe you money? He said, no. I said, listen, pal, do I know you? Have we ever met? Why do you want my name on this little piece of paper? He said, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. Like my brother, I love you. Put your arms around me because I love you. I said, hey, let's not rush things. You can wear my hat. You can have my coat. You can take my shirt because I don't need it. You can wear my shoes. You can take my socks. Come on, take my bag. It's yours. If you love it, you can have it. If you love it, I got no problem. If you love it, come on, take it if you love it. Ain't no problem for me if you want it. Take my hat. Take my bags. I don't need nothing. You can wear my hat. You can wear my hat. Isn't that so powerful? I feel like, what do I feel like as I read that? I feel like it's time for us as a society to place more attention, perhaps, on real connections with people, really supporting people, instead of pouring all of our money into celebrities who live extravagant, crazy lifestyles. What if we all start sharing our clothes, our hats, our shoes, our socks, our shirts? Not meaning give everything you have away, but if someone else needs it and you don't need it, we share it. This is also the expression of Aquarius. It's, I guess some would say, like a communist belief, like, or socialist, like everyone shares everything. It's more than that even, perhaps. It's when we are connected to the universe, to the cosmos, when we know everything is one, there's no need to believe in lack of any resources. There will always be exactly what we need and more. And so we don't have to hold on to anything because there will always be more arriving. And what I feel as a potential shift in the consciousness of humanity is slowly dissolving this belief in lack, slowly letting go of this belief that there aren't enough of whatever, time, money, relationships, health. There isn't enough of it. And so we have to guard and protect what we have. Trusting that we live in this incredible creation called Gaia, Earth, and she wants us to flourish and have the most incredible experiences in the human journey, filled with a range of emotions. So still understanding all of them, but perhaps without the suffering, without the struggle, without the mental chaos that gets created when we're competing with each other for something limited. Yeah. So that's a whole big topic that we'll get into 2021. But that's what comes up when I read his lyrics of, you can have it. You can have it. And also, you don't get to have me, the individual, as your possession. You don't get to own me. I still am my own unique expression, a soul in a human body. But the stuff, I'll share any of it. I'll share all of it. Right? What a great philosophy. Okay, so we're going to start switching gears in this album, mainly because I know I only have maybe 20 more minutes and I gotta get ready for the gym. And I've got 4 more songs. Okay, so here's where I get so excited. I'm just so excited. Okay, so Aquarian is the water bearer, or the image representing Aquarius is the water bearer. I happen to love ocean, pools, rivers, water, lakes, mostly pools and oceans. Because I like to be comfortable, and I don't like when there are little animals that are floating around that could touch my legs under the water of the lake and the river. I digress. Okay, so the image of water to me represents like consciousness and flow and the cosmos. You know, it's a very symbolic word and image to share. And what I love are these last few songs that I'm going to talk about. Phil Collins uses the image of water, and I, in the way I understand and translate these songs, it feels like he's inviting us to come into this age of Aquarius, to come into this next level of consciousness and doing it together, right? Doing it together. So here's the song, Take Me Down. And I believe this is exactly where we are right now with Saturn in Aquarius yesterday. Is that right? Did I say that right? Yeah, Saturn in Aquarius yesterday and Jupiter in Aquarius this weekend, and then the Great Conjunction. I feel like this song is what's happening. Take me down. Seems I've lingered too long in the darkness. Unlock the door, turn the light on, and wait. I should know better than to rest on a promise. This body before you has seen too much pain. Take me down to the water. Take my hand, learn me all I should know. Oh my God, that line, like what? Learn me all I should know. Like, let's have that be our mantra for 2021. Learn me all I should know. Here I am and I'm waiting for you. Just give me a sign. Oh, feet, please don't fail me now. No, don't fail me now. It's at this time we feel the emotion. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is lost. I'm sure that I've been here before sometime. Some bridges are reached, but some never are crossed. Oh, don't fail me now because it's out of my control. I'm coming with you. I'm right beside you. Oh, feet, don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. Take me down to the water. Take my hand. Learn me all I should know. Yeah, you're hearing all my printouts. All right, here's the next one. He's so incredible. I feel like anyone who listens to this podcast, like, send him a big shout out on social media somehow and just be like, Phil Collins, you rock. You rock, my friend. He's just so gifted, and he was just telling us years ago. All right, here's the next song. The times they are a-changing. Come gather around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming, or you will sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, 'cause the wheel's still in spin, and there's no tellin' who that it's namin'. For the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't you just stand in the doorways, don't you block out the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Yes, they are a-changing. I love this part. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't you dare criticize what you cannot understand. Your sons and your daughters, they're beyond your command. I didn't say that right. Your sons and your daughters, they're beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you cannot lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing. I'm sorry, I have to read that whole one again because it's so freaking powerful. And it's for me too, right? Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't you dare criticize what you cannot understand. Your sons and your daughters, they're beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you cannot lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing. A line it is drawn, the curse it is cast, and you know the slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are a-changing. Yes, they are a-changing. Come gather round, gather round. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. The next song, River So Wide. If we can cross at the place that divides us, cross the river so wide. If we can smother the pain that's inside us, deny the demons that wait by our side, we can find the light. This makes me want to cry. Our nights are filled with the light of the same moon. We share the comfort of the same stars. Our days are bright with the light of the same sun. That doesn't matter. Can't you see what we are, what we become? Keep our sights on the way ahead. Don't look back. It won't help us now. The storm we left so far behind seems a dark memory that starts to fade. But till we see the light, we will not be safe. We all sink or swim in the same ocean. Break our skin and we will bleed. Our minutes pass with the same motion. We face the same danger. We share the same needs. We're all the same, you and me. Keep our sights on the way ahead. Don't look back. That won't help us now. Upstream, the river gets too wide. So we must build that bridge right here, because if we wait, we will not reach the other side. See under that clear blue sky, the winds of change are blowing hard and long, and they'll not stop to rest because the change is going to come. Our nights are filled with the light of the same moon. We share the comfort of the same stars. Our days are bright with the light of the same sun. That doesn't matter. Can't you see what we are, what we become? Keep our sights on the way ahead. And don't look back. It won't help us now, because upstream the river gets too wide. And if we don't build that bridge right here, right now, you know we'll never, ever reach the other side. So, there's only one song left. It's the best song. When you listen to the album, it's the first song. But I feel like it's the last song. And we always save the best for last, right? So, what would I tell you about this song? Here's what I realized yesterday. Hang on, I need a moment. That song before. Whew. Phil, my buddy is like preaching through me energetically. Okay, so when I was journaling yesterday, as an Aquarius, and I'm also Gemini rising, right? So this big cosmos picture thinker and understanding the dualities and wanting to help everybody to see the possibilities and the joy. There's often a way that it's easy for me to leave my body and jump ahead and try to pull everybody into the place that I see or the feeling that I know is a potential. And what I shared in last week's podcast was this focus I have of embodying ecstasy, embodying this overwhelming sense of joy, living more and more from this place of, damn, it's good to be alive, and there's such beauty and excess of everything always available to us, the excess of air and light and water and connection and time, and we just live in this abundant experience of humanness within the energy field of Gaia. And the beauty, the most expansive way of living is in your body. There's a great line by Trevor Hall where he sings that, like, in and through the body. That's the place to be. And as we sit in this feeling, this sound vibration that Phil Collins has co-created with me in this way today, there's this bridge that we need to build from the old ways of being that were heavy and limiting and hard and coming from lack and division. And there's this new possibility of unity and bliss and creation in a way we've never been able to fully express it. And when I was in my meditation time yesterday, looking at what has been and what's possible, and how do we bridge that? How do we bridge? It's literally even like 2020 to 2021. How do we bridge that? How do we cross this? How do we leave this one energy field or integrate this one energy field and bring the wisdom and the magic of it into this new era, into this new field of energy that we're calling the Age of Aquarius? It feels like, is it even possible? I think that's what Phil's songs were saying. Like, if we wait too long, the river's too wide and we won't be able to cross it. So we build the bridge now. We do the work now. And so as I was meditating and journaling and sitting with my own awareness and the guides that work with me, and I was like, what's my role? What do I do? And the card that I pulled was the sun. The sun and the light and the messages that I was free writing into my journal. It was all about be the embodiment of what that future age of Aquarius is. Be it now. Embody it now. Feel it now. Hold that vibration now. Like, sit in the joy and the bliss now. And that's how the bridge gets built. It's in this present moment, already being what it is we want to be in the future. Be it right now. Live it right now. I said to a client this week, I'm like, don't wait to start that schedule in the new year. Start the schedule now. What is the way you want to experience your days in 2021? Start that schedule now. If that means more meditation, meditate in the morning today. Don't wait till next year. Do it today. If there's a conversation that you've been wanting to have in some daydream, allow it to happen today. Send the letter, post the email, do whatever, right? Start it now. Build the bridge now. Hold the vibration. Embody it now. And so my screensaver on my phone is the sun card. It's this woman. It's from the Lightseers deck. It's so beautiful. It's this woman just dancing in a field, and all you can see is the sun, like, all around her and behind her, and this energy just radiating out, and this incredible pure white light from the center of the sun with a thread that goes right to her crown chakra. She's so tapped in. She's like so in alignment with source and in the moment and the joy and the bliss of it. And that's what I'm looking at every day now. That's what's bridging me into this age of Aquarius, into 2021. It's embodying that now. So I bring you the best song on the album, the title song, Dance into the Light. Okay, here we go. It's there in the eyes of the children, in the faces smiling in the windows. You can come on out. Come on, open the doors. Brush away the tears of freedom. Now we're here. There's no turning back. We have each other. We have one voice. Hand in hand, we will lay the tracks because the train is coming to carry you home. Come dance with me. Come on and dance into the light. Everybody dance into the light. There will be no more hiding in the shadows of fear. There will be no more chains to hold you. The future is yours. You hold the key, and there are no walls with freedom. Now we're here. We won't go back. We are one world. We have one voice. Side by side, we are not afraid because the train is coming to carry you home. Come dance with me. Come on and dance into the light. Everybody dance into the light. Do you see the sun? It's a brand new day. Oh, the world's in your hands. Now use it. What's past is past. Don't turn around. Brush away the cobwebs of freedom. Now we're here. There's no turning back. You have each other. You have one voice. Hand in hand, you can lay the tracks because the train is coming to carry you home. Come dance with me. Come on and dance into the light. Everybody, dance into the light. Right? Wait until you hear the song. Oh my gosh. You're going to be like up and dancing around just like I did last night, this morning. I was listening to the album at the gym today with my headphones in. I was like, don't sing out loud. Don't forget, you can't sing out loud because everyone's going to look funny at you. But I was so happy. It's such a beautiful album, and the vibration of that song, that's what's possible. That's where we're headed, and that's the role I'm here to play in support of this bridge into the age of Aquarius. It's to embody ecstasy and joy and to dance in the light. So my invitation to you is come dance with me. Come dance with me. Put on the music. Come dance with Phil. Like, dance your way into 2021. Do whatever healing needs to happen. Do the call. Integrate 2020. And then let's dance into 2021. Okay, for now I say au revoir because I will be taking 2 weeks off. So, except for those 2 calls, I am chilling out and dancing. So I will be back with the next podcast on actually Thursday, January 7th, because Friday, that weekend in January, I'm going away with my best friend and we're going to play and celebrate what I'm calling birthday month because my 50th is on January 26th. So life is good. And Phil Collins' 70th is on January 30th. It's a big year. It's a big year. Okay, blessings to Phil Collins for his creative gifts and the sound vibration he has held so steady for so long for all of us. Blessings and gratitude to his soul. And to each one listening, I say Happy New Year. May 2021 exceed every dream you've ever created in your own consciousness and multiply it by 1,000,000. So much love to each one of you. Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in to this vibration of pure love. I invite you to join me on Sunday mornings for an hour of meditation, visualization, and energy healing, where we realign our mind, body, spirit with Gaia and Source. You can learn more at mysouljourney.com. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.